Stay fresh music.
Yo, so how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. So as I'm sure you guys might be aware, about 2 weeks ago I put together a video showing you guys the top 3 best ways to make money in GTA 5 online, which a bunch of you guys really seem to enjoy, as there was at least one method all of you guys could grind out and make a ton of money in no time. However, truth be told, some of the methods in that video have now changed or have been updated, so I thought I'd go ahead and put together somewhat of an updated version to that video, seeing as so many of you guys did enjoy it. So as always, if you guys do enjoy this video and you would like to see me cover more epic money guides in the future, do be sure to drop a like down below. Also, feel free to subscribe if you guys are new, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. And also, if you guys are looking to be entered into future giveaways on my channel, there will be a link down low in the description on how you guys can become a channel member, which will allow you guys to unlock a bunch of perks on my channel, like I said, one including a member giveaway every single week. However, with that being said, let's get into the money guide. Okay, so coming in for the very first money making method, and that is by beating this week's brand new time trial, which can earn you guys a very nice 100k in only a couple minutes. This week's time trial is called Route 68 and has a par time of only 1 minute 19 seconds, so it is very quick. As you guys can see, a par time of only 1 minute 19 seconds. So if for any reason you guys fail the time trial in your first run or your second run, like you crash into a car, you make a mistake, just get back on your bike or in your car and hold down Y and you'll respawn, and you'll literally just only lose out in a few seconds. I love when these time trials are under 2 minutes. There is not a better feeling than earning a big payout in such a quick time. However, here's the location of the actual time trial you can see on the map right now. Now, as always, I prefer to do these time trials on a motorbike. You can do this week's time trial in a T20 or a Zentorno or any of the really fast cars like a Banshee, because if you guys remember that time trial a few months ago down the drain, it was literally just a straight line. This is very similar to this. Unlike last week's one where there was lots of turns, I know some of you guys found it pretty hard. This week's one, as you guys can see, is literally just a straight road, so it's a very self-explanatory, and hopefully just a few little tips and methods I'm going to give you guys will make the difference to help you complete in your first few attempts. Now, as you guys probably know, I prefer to do these time trials on a motorbike every week, because you can just dodge in between traffic and you always have the opportunity to increase your speed. The 3 motorcycles that I would suggest using is the Batty 801, the Akuchu, or the Akuma. Now, if you guys do watch my weekly time trials, then you know that I practically use my Batty 801 for all of my time trials, and as I explained, this time trial is just literally a straight road, so I thought I'd go ahead and mix things up for this week's time trial. I'm going to go ahead and use the Akuchu bike this time, the first ever time I'm using this for a time trial, just to prove to you guys that you can use different motorbikes to complete these. Now, the Akuchu is probably faster pound for pound than the Batty in my personal opinion on a straight. However, if the time trial like last week has lots of turns and you need to like move around very quickly, then always go for the Batty 801. That's just my personal opinion. Obviously, it's personal preference when it comes down to motorbikes. However, as soon as you guys have got your motorbike, you just want to park up like I do, start the time trial, so then as soon as you guys start the time trial, you'll be able to see the finish line. Now, as soon as you guys see the finish line, mark it up, back out of the start menu, hold down Y so you restart the time trial, and now you've got a waypoint to the finish line. However, this time trial is so easy, you don't really even need a waypoint. I done it without a waypoint. As you guys can see, I had a last second change of mind. I went back and changed my bike. I got a Hakuchu instead of my Batty, and I decided to go ahead and just start it as soon as I arrived without marking up any finish line. I knew the route already, because like I said, it's practically a straight line. However, as soon as you guys arrive at the time trial, you want to park your bike up as I do on screen, have your front wheel outside of the time trial so you can buy yourself an extra second, and as soon as you start it, pop a wheelie and try and hold it as long as you can. For this first part, you're going to be going straight for the first 20 seconds, so all you got to do is just pop a wheelie and try and hold it as much as you can. The great thing about this time trial is you hardly get any traffic on this time trial. This run I've done here is actually the most traffic that I got doing this, funny enough, and I'm still able to do it. So after 20 seconds, you will approach this first slight turn to the right. It's not really even a turn, it's just moving slightly to the right. Hold down A or X on the PlayStation to lean forward when you do these turns, and then you want to go over into this side of the lane and try and stay as close to the inner side of the lane as you can, as I do, then cut over to the right side and just literally hold down A. You ain't even got to pop a wheelie for this part. Now from here, when you get a bit of space, just try and hold as many wheelies as you can. Now this is the reason why I probably prefer doing this with the Hakuchu over the Batty, because when you get these little straights, this bike literally hits some crazy, insane speeds. And another tip, when you're customizing the bike, try and put no armor on the bike, because you can always go back and add that later on. If you take it off, you will notice your bike will be slightly faster, as the armor does make it slightly heavier. However, at this point you'll notice you're approaching a bridge, and you should time this with your countdown. You'll hear the beeper start to go for the last 10 seconds. As soon as you guys hit that bridge and you still got that 10 seconds to go, you're on par to finish this within time. Take your right, hold down A for this part. I didn't even bother popping a wheelie for that M part, and as you guys can see, bang. However, moving on to the second best money making method, and that is by completing this week's double money and double RP that Rockstar Games are currently offering on the MCC Missions. Now I'm going to quickly run through what I think are the best missions to grind out during the double money and RP, but not only that, I'll also show you guys by far the best method to beat these missions in the quickest amount of time to earn you guys the most amount of money. Maybe some of you guys don't have that many friends that actually play GTA 5 online, so I'm actually going to do something different in this video. Usually when I post my money guides, I'll tell you guys to check back in a few hours if you want to join my crew, because they're usually full, so I like to kick people after I've made the money guide. However, I'm going to be kicking all my inactive players from my crews before this money guide goes up, and the reason for doing that is so all of you guys that watch my videos early do have a chance to join my crew right now. So I will leave a link to all three of my crews down low in the description: LaazrGaming PC, LaazrGaming PS4, and LaazrGaming X1. Each of these crews were created for each platform, so only join the crew on the platform you guys play on, or only join the crew that you have your social club linked to, because I can check if there's a PSN or an Xbox Live gamer tag linked to the crew, so you guys will be getting kicked first if you're going to be joining a crew taking up someone's space on a platform you don't even play on. Plus I'll leave a link to the first ever crew that I created called LaazrGang, so the OG crew. If any of you guys do want to come and join that crew is spread across all platforms, so it doesn't matter if you're on Xbox One or PS4, all of you guys are welcome to come and join that crew. So that crew is called LaazrGang. I will also leave a link to that down low in the description. However, as always, if you guys do want to enjoy the video and you're doing to see me cover more epic money and RP guides in the future, all I ask is just show support by dropping a like down below. Feel free to subscribe, as I do post daily GTA 5 videos. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I did mention, these are the MCC missions, so you guys will need to own an MCC in order to actually launch these missions. So as I already mentioned earlier on, you can join one of my crews and find some players that way, but also if you guys do join my crew, you're better off also leaving a comment underneath this video. You can say need MCC followed by a platform and whether or not you got a mic, because I know certain players only like to play with other players who've got mics. And likewise, if you guys actually own an MCC, you can say I own an MCC, looking to grind this out, need associates. And also don't forget to leave your gamer tag as well as your PSN so people can find you easily. Now like I said, I know certain players only like to grind out methods with other players who've got mics, but I guarantee as long as all of you guys have watched this video all the way through, you won't even need a mic to grind this out. It's so goddamn easy and straightforward. Once everyone knows what they're doing, it's practically impossible to fail. So obviously the person who's going to be hosting the MCC missions does need to make their way inside the MCC, go up to the little screen and press right on the D-pad, just so you guys can do what I'm doing on screen and launch one of the missions. Now as you guys can see, there is 8 different missions you guys can choose from, so I know a lot of you guys are going to be thinking, what is the best mission to actually grind out for money in RP? And it is actually the 5th mission, the MCC mission, called Cover Blown. Trust you me guys, I've smashed out all of these missions several times, and in fact I do actually have gameplay of me completing every single one of these MCC missions on my channel, so if you guys do want to go and check those out, do feel free to. Now once you guys are in the setup menu, obviously you want to change the difficulty to hard so you get that 1.5 extra cash and RP, and then from here go ahead and invite your 3 friends into the game. Now as you guys can see in the bottom right, it does only require 1 other player to launch this mission. However, you guys will be receiving bonuses for every other player that you have in your game, which I will talk about later on in the video. However, it is worth mentioning, you're better off just trying to invite as many people in here as possible, because you aren't going to have no advantage by doing it with just 2 players. It isn't the type of mission where another player can actually fail the mission for you, which I know is pretty rare. Coming from someone that's played a lot of GTA 5 over the last 2 years, I do remember those days when I used to grind out contact missions with noobs and I had to rely on them to do one basic thing and they kept on just failing it. That shit right there will trigger any man. I don't care how fucking experienced you are at the game, the fact that a random player can't fail the mission for you in the mission is such a massive benefit in my mind. However, go ahead and launch the mission once you guys have got 4 players in your game. Now this mission, like I said, is by far, hands down, in my personal opinion. Feel free to disagree with me down low in the comment section if you don't agree with me. This is hands down the easiest MOC mission you guys can select. You're basically just going to deliver an MOC from one spot, as you guys can see here, right near Trevor's Runway, all the way down to the docks. Now this drive alone only takes about 5 minutes, and that is being very generous. I'm saying 5 minutes including a bunch of crashes and stops and fails, like you guys just saw at the start of the video. I pressed start there. But as I was saying, all it requires is for one of you, in this case it's me, to get inside the driver's seat, and then your 3 friends can mount the guns inside the MOC, and then it's practically a walk in the park, as you guys are about to see. Now I'm actually going to fast forward this gameplay to save you guys time, but what you guys will notice is in the bottom right, once you guys encounter your first enemies, you'll get 2 bars. It will say enemy lock on and then speed. So basically you can't let the MOC go under a certain amount of speed before the enemies lock onto you. Now this sounds much worse than it actually is. I remember when Rockstar Games first released these missions, I almost thought this was like the movie Speed, where you know they're on the bus and as soon as they come to a stop the thing's just going to self-explode. I actually think there's another adversary mode with a similar theme to that, but this isn't the case for this mission whatsoever. I fully tested this method out to see how long can I like sit there until these enemies lock on and take me out, and you guys have all seen the gameplay. I practically come to a full stop right here, as you guys can see on screen, for a long time, and the enemies didn't take me out. I even go ahead and press start to see if there's any enemies around me, and there clearly was. So you guys don't have to worry about crashing into a wall and coming to a full stop and then exploding. The mission really isn't that hard like I initially thought that it would be. I've at least played this mission about 7-8 times and not died once. I've not seen the MOC to get destroyed once, so you guys really have to be below level 12 to fail this mission, or just really new to GTA 5. And what you guys would also notice is there is no roadblocks with these vehicles whatsoever right until the end, where there's one. And you also will notice is that the majority of these Pegasus vehicles will come face first with you. So in many cases you're better off telling your friends not to even shoot the vehicles in front of you, because you can just clip off them and glide straight past them. As I'm sure some of you guys might be aware, when you actually shoot or destroy a vehicle and it becomes stagnant, it could just block up the road and it becomes more of a nuisance than you actually just clipping an active vehicle out the way. But either way, whether you get your friends to take out the vehicles or you just want to drive straight through them, this mission is a walk in the park. And as you guys can see, that is it, boys. That is literally the mission done. Just one player driving the MOC from point A to point B with a bunch of your friends in the background just shooting off guns for the hell of it. And if anything, it's actually a pretty fun mission, especially if you're one of the guys sitting in the back. All you gotta do is sit on a mounted gun and shoot cars, and you're going to be receiving a shitload of cash. You really have no reason to complain. Now I know some of you guys might be thinking, am I not better off playing the final MOC mission, which is going to be the hardest? And the simple answer to that is no. All of these MOC missions pay exactly the same, so if you guys want to use some common sense very quickly, you're always better off just doing the easiest option, which will cause you guys less stress and earn you guys much more money in the long run. Now if you guys aren't aware, Rockstar Games have updated how these missions do pay out. Every single mission, whether it's contact mission, MOC mission, or the special vehicle missions, they're all very much time based now. So the longer you guys wait in the mission, the more money you guys will be receiving. So to make things very clear for you guys so you don't get confused, I put together this graph right here, and this basically indicates the percentage of payout you guys will receive for the amount of time that you spend in the mission. So as you guys can see here, to receive 100% of the pay from the mission, you guys will have to spend a minimum of 15 minutes in the mission, and that will bag you guys a very nice 47k every single time you do that. So that is method 1 of grinding this mission. As you guys can see right here, we was able to actually deliver the MOC in under 5 minutes. So if you want to grind out the AFK method, like if you guys are eating your dinner, you're watching some YouTube videos, or maybe you just want to go and crack a fat shit, you can literally just park up your MOC and be making money for sitting AFK. And just quickly, in case you guys was wondering what my friends doing throughout that entire mission, I'm going to show you guys their point of view right now. Literally all they had to do was get in the back of an MOC, mount a turret, and just spray it off against everything they can see. You do also get unlimited ammo whilst you're mounted on these turrets, so it is literally a walk in the park. When I tell you guys it is impossible to fail this mission, I mean it is impossible to fail this mission. So taking off where we just left, the first way of grinding this method is just to sit AFK once you deliver the truck, and then you can just go ahead and deliver it, and you'll receive your nice 47k every single time, as well as an epic 7000 RP. However, if you guys take a look at this graph one more time, by spending 6 to 8 minutes, we're going to be receiving 60% of the pay, not 50%, 60%. So if we want to do some very quick maths, 60% of that 100% payout is still over 28k. So let's just say we complete this mission 3 times, that will only take us 18 minutes, so 3 minutes longer than the previous method. However, by completing it 3 times at 6 minutes each, we're going to be bagging an insane $84,000, which I think we can all agree, for only 3 minutes extra work, you're practically going to be earning double than the previous method, which the majority of people are going to be doing out there. You guys really have no reason to complain. Plus, you do also receive around 4,500 RP, so altogether a nice 12,000 RP on top of the 84k every 3 attempts. And the great thing is that this is unlimited. You guys can literally grind this out as much as you want, as long as you want. There is no cap. But as always, you guys know how Rockstar go on. They do watch these videos out there, and they might nerf the pay in the future. So definitely get on and make the most of it while you guys can. However, coming in for the third and final best money making method, and that's by grinding out the double money and double RP Rockstar Games are offering on the stockpile adversary mode. Okay, so going off feedback from previous money guides that I've done, you guys seem to really appreciate it, and I'll just take a few minutes to explain what this new adversary mode is all about, as well as just giving you guys a few tips and tricks that you should definitely use, just in case you guys do prefer to play against randoms and you don't want to grind this out with friends. So first things first, when you guys are actually setting up this brand new adversary mode, you want to make sure that you've always put it on 2 teams. Now the reason you guys want to do 2 teams rather than 4 teams, because if you guys actually have 4 teams, it's going to break the payment down into 4 different places, and you guys just want to break the payment down into 2 different places, so the winner's payment and the loser's payment, rather than the payment being a 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place and 4th place, because in the long run everyone in the lobby is going to be earning much more less money, and of course that includes yourself, because there's no guarantee that you guys are going to come first every single time that you play the game, so you're always much better off put it on 2 teams. Now the second thing you guys want to do is change the first to win rounds to 2 rounds, and the round duration at the bottom to 15 minutes. And once you guys have done that, you can go ahead and launch the game. Now another thing worth mentioning that I still see a lot of people having a massive misconception on is the more people you have in the lobby, the more money you're going to get, and that is not the case no longer with adversary modes. This used to be the case a few patches ago, however Rockstar Games have now changed this, so whether you guys have got 1 other player in your lobby or you've got 10 other players in your lobby, it literally isn't going to make a single difference to your final payout. The only time the head count will count towards the final pay is in racing. Now getting exactly into what this new adversary mode is all about, and straight off the bat I do want to say, me personally, I found this to be one of the most funnest adversary modes to come out in a very long time. I'm sure you guys are aware by now, when Rockstar Games do go through a period of releasing a bunch of new adversary modes, I do like to be straight up and honest with you guys, and I have said it in the last few adversary mode videos, they haven't been all that, and when you guys are playing them, it does really feel like a grind. Whereas when you guys are playing this brand new adversary mode, because it's so goddamn fun, it won't even feel like you guys are grinding money. And I'm pretty sure you guys know this saying by now, once you guys are having fun, time really does fly by, and this is the case for this brand new adversary mode. I was playing this last night with a bunch of friends, and I didn't even realize we was playing it for around 2.5 hours, and I ended up making a ton of money, which I will get into later on in the video. However, if you guys can't tell by the gameplay in the background already, this new game mode is very self-explanatory and very straightforward, and it's pretty much a classic game mode or game type that is in every style of game, and it's the good old classic capture the flag. So as you guys can see right here, we both have 2 bases, as there's only 2 of us in the game. You can have up to 4 bases with 4 different teams, but in basic terms you have an orange one and a purple one, and the yellow checkpoints basically indicate the flags, and as soon as we capture one, we just have to drive it back to our base area and we'll drop it off automatically. Now we do have the option, of course, of stealing flags from the enemy base. As you guys will see on screen in just a second, the enemy ends up stealing one of my flags and it minuses 1 of my points. However, it doesn't capture it until he brings that back to his base. So like I said, it is a very straightforward and simple game mode to understand. understand, but I'm very much of the belief sometimes simplicity is the best answer. For example, Bombushka Run, I guarantee that took Rockstar Games a longer time to make and develop, and it was much more complex of an adversary mode to understand. Whereas if you look in the comment section or you ask any of your friends that play GTA 5 online, I guarantee they've had much more fun playing this brand new adversary mode rather than last week's one. Now, a massive tip that I do want to give you guys before I do forget and move on to my next point is, if you guys are grinding at this new adversary mode and you do end up playing 1v1s like I am right here against randoms or a friend, you can actually use this little tactic that I've been using, you can see on screen, that will always give you guys the advantage over your enemy. So all of the flags will spawn in between both of your bases, so both of you have to go and get one of these flags to start off the game. So what you want to do is go ahead and grab your flag right next to you as quick as you can, and the enemy is most likely going to do the same thing. Now, as soon as you both own one flag, it's more than likely he's going to do what all of the other guys have done that I've played so far, and go ahead and get another flag in the middle that's right next to him. Now, whilst he's doing that, you want to fly all the way over to his base to steal his flag. Now, what you guys will actually notice is no one does this right at the start of a game, because there's a ton of flags right next to your base. Everyone thinks you're better off just getting a bunch of these flags and bringing them to your base quickly, whereas if you guys actually steal one off him straight away, you're always going to be putting him in a major disadvantage, especially if you guys have the time on 15 minutes, because eventually all of the flags in the middle will be caught, and it will turn into a game of who's stolen more flags off the enemy. So by you guys taking the initiative to make the first move, you guys will be guaranteed to be ahead of this guy by the time all of the flags have become captured. And I guarantee as long as all of you guys follow this exact same tactic, you'll all be able to catch W's while playing this brand new adversary mode. And it is worth mentioning, every single stockpile map does offer a different aircraft, and all of these aircrafts are the micro DLC aircraft, so all of the aircrafts that never got released with the original Smugglers Run DLC, which I know a lot of people don't actually own as they are pretty overpriced. So it gives you guys a chance to try these new aircrafts out, and some of the maps are actually helicopter based as well. So now that I've explained what this new adversary mode is all about, as well as giving you guys a few tips, it's time to move into the juicy stuff and what you guys really want to know: how much money you guys can earn depending on how long you guys play this game for, as well as how much you guys can earn from the bonuses. Now, the first thing that will determine how much you guys do receive is the time that you guys do spend in this new adversary mode. So the first thing that you guys definitely don't want to do, and the worst payout by far, is by finishing a round under 4 minutes. You will only receive 10k, and the losers will receive 5k for that. If you go ahead and finish the game between 5 to 7 minutes, that will jump up to 16k for the winner and 8k for the losers. If you go ahead and finish it between 8 and 10 minutes, that will increase again up to 20,000 for the winners and 10,000 for the losers. And if you guys go ahead and spend between 10 and 15 minutes in the game, that's going to increase again to 26k for the winner and 13k for the losers. However, by just spending a few extra minutes in the game, so it basically passes the 15-minute mark, that is going to jump all the way up to $40,000 per round, which already would be very good by itself. However, you guys can earn even more per round by earning something called the winners round bonus, and this is actually earned by you guys winning the rounds back to back or one after the other. So to make things very clear for you guys, I put together this graph which I done without including the double money and double RP. So as you guys can see right here, it shows the cash earned from 2 rounds is 26k, whereas we're going to be earning 40k from a single round. And the reason why I put this graph together without the double money and double RP is in case you guys do come back to this video once the promotion is ended, you can still work out off this graph what suits you guys best. So normally, without any double money or double RP promotion, after winning 2 rounds, you guys will be earning a bonus of $13,000. After 3 rounds, that would be $20,000, and after 4 rounds, that would be 26k. Of course, this is without double money, so we do have the potential of earning well over $60,000
just in bonuses alone. So if you guys just go ahead and do what I showed you guys earlier on in the video, you guys will easily, I mean easily, be able to make well over 100k and over 15,000 RP from a single game alone. I actually had a friend tweet me this screenshot earlier on today. As you guys can see here, he was able to make well over 100k from a single game, and like I said, these games really do fly by when you're having so much fun. So if you guys don't have that many friends that do play GTA 5 online and you need some players to grind this method out with, just leave a comment underneath this video with your PSN and your gamer tag, and I'm pretty sure you guys will get a ton of replies in no time. You might be better off leaving whether or not you've got a mic, as I do know certain players only like to play with other players who have got mics, but as you guys could tell by this video, as long as all of you guys have seen this video, then you should be able to come on straight away and help each other grind out millions. So as always, if this video has helped you guys out in any way, shape or form, and you do want to see me cover more epic money and RP guides in the future, all I ask is you drop a like down below. I've been your host LaazrGaming. Thanks a lot for watching guys, and I'll see you in my next video.